major music companies had a vested interest in Tory Lanez being taken out. And the prison system, which means the U.S. government, has a vested interest in Tory Lanez being taken out. Why, Art? Because in California, an inmate is worth $133,000 a year.
That's a fact. And we got the most penitentiaries in one state. Something like that. Something crazy like that. And then after that, America got the most in the world. Message. Y'all think we crazy? Y'all be coming over here 1 or 2 generations, think y'all know what the fuck going on. You need to listen to some black folks, the ones that other black folks don't want to listen to. Those are the ones you need to listen to. All the ones in the movies that they make fun of, the red fish, blue fish, the one fish, two fish, the knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Yeah, that's the one you need to listen to. Stupid.
$133,000 a year. So Tory Lanez helping them get out is undermining the bottom line of the prison system. They don't want him out. Now, he's not back at the same prison. He was transferred to another prison. And of course, we're going to wait and see what his appeal says. I can't speak to Megan. I can't speak to Kelsey. I can't speak to Tory on the conviction because I don't know what happened in that car. But what I do know, what I feel in my heart, his stabbing was not just a case of a prison beef. I believe that came from somewhere else. I absolutely believe that. The timing, Art, doesn't add up. And the fact that he helping them brothers get out, $133,000 a year per inmate, I'm sure the California prison system isn't happy about that. So look at Angie Stone, look at Tory Lanez, and now let's look at R. Kelly. When you put R. Kelly's situation in the context of Angie Stone and Tory Lanez, and he was more successful than them both, of course, Tory is too young, right? He's still young, up and coming. But R. Kelly is a bigger name, or was a bigger name, than Tory Lanez and Angie Stone put together. So if you can believe that they unalived Angie Stone over music and unpaid royalties.
That's too good. That's too coincidental right there. That's either coincidence or some brujeria or something. Something ain't right. Hell nah. So tragic.
And that they would attempt to take Tory Lanez out of here because they don't want him publishing independent music, then you clearly have to come to the conclusion that R. Kelly is not exaggerating. His attorney is not exaggerating. They are trying to take R. Kelly out of here because he is too much of a risk to the music industry. And they would be better off without him because, as we all know, deceased artists are worth more money. And if
that's a fact, and they hold on to their shit forever, that their kids be fighting the industry.
They already stole hundreds, Art. R. Kelly's lawyer said they stole hundreds.
Big Punisher, oh, Big Punisher.
Of his master recordings. How many does he have? How much music does R. Kelly have sitting around, Art? Because you know, he got the 30 years from New York, sex trafficking, 20 years from Chicago, child pornography. They run concurrently, right? His earliest release time is 2045. R. Kelly is about 56, 57. So he wouldn't get out at the earliest, Art. At the earliest, he wouldn't get out until he's 77 years old. If he gets out early. If he don't get out early, he ain't coming out till he in his 80s, Art. They need him to stay in prison as long as possible. And that's why his lawyer is having such a difficult time, Art, trying to reopen his case so that the court can look at how the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Bureau of Prisons in the Department of Justice engaged in criminal conduct in investigating the R. Kelly case. If they can prove that, he gets released, Art. The case gets overturned. The music industry cannot afford it. And let me give you this, Art. A lesson to Black people, because we had this conversation a couple interviews ago. But to underscore my point that they're using R. Kelly and Sean Combs as a distraction away from white people with similar accusations, when R. Kelly was going through his trial and conviction in 2021 and 2022, Art,
It do be some major shit going on every time they get them a famous person caught up with these malicious acts, these heinous behaviors.
guess what else was happening in the world? The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops had put out a call to survivors of Catholic Church sex abuse to file complaints. And in 2021, the same year as R. Kelly's conviction, they reported that they had received over 4,000 complaints from survivors, Art. 4,000 complaints from nearly 4,000 survivors of Roman Catholic child sex abuse. In the same time they report that, R. Kelly gets convicted. France came out in 2021, the country of France, and said they had over 200,000 cases of child sex abuse.
Allah protect our children.
2021, the same year R. Kelly gets convicted. And then Spain came out, and Spain said they had 216,000 child sex abuse cases, Art. Look at that. You're talking about 200,000, 216, that's 416, another 4,000. That's 420,000 cases, Art. 420,000 cases of child sex abuse from the Roman Catholic Church being reported, and all of a sudden R. Kelly goes.
And that's just what's reported. You know, a lot of these families be so together, so united. So yeah, we know how to do stuff together. But then a lot of times they be having some sexual abuse within the household, you know, or within the church. You know, shit is disgusting, you know.
Goes to trial, gets convicted, and goes to jail. And to help distract the public from what was going on in the Roman Catholic Church, what did they do on?
And just think, these people go to these people to get their sins forgiven, to these men. Demonic.
January 3rd, 2019, Art, they dropped Surviving R. Kelly. Remember that? They dropped Surviving R. Kelly to make sure they had your attention so nobody could focus on the travesty unfolding in the Roman Catholic Church. And then what did they do again in 2020?
What should be more talked about? R. Kelly or the establishment of the Roman Catholic Church? What do y'all think?
Art, they dropped Surviving R. Kelly a second time.
They put the part two. They put the remake. They put dubs on it. It ain't funny, but the timing. It's a lot of coincidences going on.
Part 2, January of 19, Part 1. January of 20, Part 2. R. Kelly convicted in New York, 2021. R. Kelly convicted in Chicago, 2022, Art. And guess what? That's why that black cardinal of the Roman Catholic Church, Art, was not voted the next pope of the Roman Catholic Church. His name is Cardinal Robert Sarah. He's from Guinea in West Africa. You probably seen him. Do you know who I'm talking about? The black pope that everybody said should have been the next pope? Yes, Cardinal Robert Kelly, who lives in Rome, Art. He's the number one ranking, or one of the top ranking, cardinals of the Roman Catholic Church.
Definitely heard that. They definitely gonna let that happen. Come on, everybody always acting like, oh, black people make stuff up and victimize. Come on, man. We all know what's going on in the world. If you deny it, you're just a part of it. So don't get mad now if you're getting rounded up by the same person that your kids voted for. And you was too lazy to get your ID. But you the best at work. Once y'all work on revolutionizing y'all countries and having your own civil rights acts, we die for hours. You're welcome.
Although he's from Africa, he's been living in Guinea since 2001, Art. 24 years. He lives right there. And guess what? They don't give him the Pope job. Instead, they come all the way to Chicago. They come all the way to Chicago and they choose their first American Pope who has a history of doing what, Art? Covering up child sex crimes in the Roman Catholic Church. Allegedly. It was reported, allegedly, that the new Pope has a history of covering up child sex crimes. You know why they didn't give Cardinal Robert Serra that popeship, Art? He would have cleaned house.
Man, that definitely needs to be cleansed. A lot of change in the world has always been needed. Of course, the ones to change it is going to be me and you. Thank you for attending.
That shit feels so good when you drink it. Yeah, you can drink and eat organisms. It kills all the shit in your body, all the dirt and the mold that you got in your shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? We all got bacteria. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know the name. Kabunchy. That's the name of it. What? Kombucha. Organism. Enzymes. Prohibitats and be whatever the detox. You need it, dog. So, flag on yourself with this shit. Organism, alright? One. That shit made me feel like I was in a movie, nigga. That organism shit had me like, go over there and touch up. Oh, you need organism.